You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene. Johnson.
The AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's Big Tips Texas After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Big Tips Texas After Show.
Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? If it hadn't been for Cotton Eye Joe, I'd been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
What's up, guys? Welcome to our final AfterBuzz TV recap for Big Tips Texas. This episode was Friendtervention, so we were completely wrong last week. We were in the finale. I can't believe it went by that quick.
It went by really
insane.
quickly.
Yeah. So I'm your host, Gabrielle Loren, tonight, sitting alongside.
I'm Jen LaForte.
And across the table is our brotherhood.
I am not part of an Aryan biker gang, let that be known. I'm Scott Narver.
Sorry, that was really
That was funny.
Anyway, so obviously Friendtervention refers to Amber and her drunken, sexy kitty, outrageous behavior, but we'll get to that. First, I want to talk about how we opened up the season finale, which was with Sabrina bringing up the news that Mimi is pregnant and breaking it to all the girls at Redneck Heaven, which was shocking to me because, one, how did Sabrina find out? Two, I would have thought that Tiffany or Mimi would have been one of the first people to bring it up to everybody, but
yeah, I was definitely really surprised by that as well. And there were, some interesting sayings that came out of the group gossip that I had never heard of before. A couple gems. Kristen, said it. Wrap it before you tap it. I'm going to keep that in the back arsenal and, tell any 19-year-old that I see next time to wrap it before you tap it. And then we learned a new phrase tonight, a homie hopper. What's a homie hopper? I've never heard of that before.
So a homie hopper is somebody that sleeps with the friends of friends of friends. So let's say you're dating a guy, you break up, but then the next guy you date is his best friend.
Oh.
You're hopping in the group.
Well, that makes so much sense.
Yeah, I mean, I've never done anything like that. Do you guys know people like that? Jen, admit it.
No. I don't know. Have I? Gotta think back. Come on, Scott. What about your sexual history?
Well, let me see. Woodshop teacher's hand should count that up real quick. No, I've not been.
No ex-girlfriends have hopped?
Have they hopped within my circle?
Yeah.
No.
That's good.
What would be the female, if the guys all had this kind of group and they said something to like, oh, he's a something hopper.
A hoe hopper?
Oh, that's good. I like hoe hopper. Yeah, he's a hoe hopper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
intense.
I like that.
Well, thank God none of us here are hoppers.
No.
Little angels, all three.
Yes,
We're
we
such
are.
angels.
Yes, we are.
Well, yeah, so I thought that was interesting, and I had predicted last week that Mimi was either going to get an abortion or she was going to keep it and have to quit her job, I think I said.
Yes.
Which she is keeping it, but I don't know if she's quitting Redneck. They didn't really cover it.
Well, here's the thing, folks. She's 5 weeks pregnant. She is in her first trimester, so she will start to show probably in the next 2 months, maybe 2.5 months.
Mm-hmm.
So, depending on how much she pops, it'll depend on how long she can keep her job. I mean,
so it's 2 months from when they shot this last episode, but I've seen on Instagram she's actually full belly and full blown right now.
Oh my gosh.
But I'm wondering if she was still working during that time period, but I guess we won't really be able to find out unless there's a season 2.
Yeah, I hope there is a season 2. I haven't done any research yet.
Nobody knows yet.
Okay.
Tiffany had said
Okay.
already on Twitter that she's not sure, so.
Oh, man. I
We'll
hope
have
there's
to
a
wait and
season
see.
2.
I hope the gals at Big Tips let us know how we can get the word out on how we can support a season 2.
That would be awesome.
By spreading the word. So all you AfterBuzz fans out there, you know what to do. It's a click, copy, paste, share, and then
Yes.
comment.
But the other thing that was very interesting in that little gossip circle was that Mimi is apparently dating her ex-boyfriend's best friend, who's in jail, and then this guy has been in jail.
No, he has a
Or-
clean record. That's why she's like happy for the first time, because first guy she dated that wasn't in jail.
That hasn't been caught yet.
Yeah.
Well,
Really?
that's true.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Because his friends have been caught.
Yeah.
This whole situation is so crazy to me because, well, I'm happy that she's dating someone that it doesn't have a record, but at the same time, like her mom said, she's only been with him for a few months now, and she said maybe 3. She doesn't even know, and she's so ready to keep this baby and raise a child, and she looks like a child herself.
I
I'm like,
know.
no.
I mean, think back to when you were 19. I mean, when I was 19, I mean, obviously we were all in college back then, running around.
Yeah, 4 years ago for all of us.
Yes, exactly. I know, and I got married right away too. Anyways, so yeah, we're all running around, no idea what the hell we're doing, and then to all of a sudden think about having a child. I mean, no way. Like, you're honestly, I think even though 18 is the legal age for when you can, have your independence, I still think you're kind of a child even when you're 19.
Well, imagine this. She had said that the first time they had sex, in the first week they were talking, she got pregnant. That's when it happened.
Yeah. Well, she had this
Wow.
quote that I wrote down when she was talking with Amber and Macy, who I love. She said, maybe she should have paid attention a little bit more when he was down there. I mean, WTF, people. Like, what is she talking about? She should have paid attention a little bit more.
I'm sorry, but
I think she was aware.
Yeah.
Exactly. And preventing birth, or sorry, not birth, preventing pregnancy
That's
these
coming.
days.
Preventing birth could be.
My bad.
It's all good, babe.
Preventing pregnancy these days is, I mean, it's public information. Like, go to your doctor, get on birth control if you don't have health insurance, which all these girls do because they're in their teens. I'm sure their parents are supporting them.
Yeah.
Go to Planned Parenthood. Like, I don't know. It's just crazy to me. Like, there's so many options, but I think people are so careless today where they're just not even thinking. They just do things, and then
They're not paying attention when he's down there.
yeah,
I mean,
not.
seriously, I'm just flabbergasted when I heard that. I was like, what the hell is she talking about? She should have paid more attention. Like, what does that mean?
Yeah, I think most of these girls are living in fantasy land when they think, like, at 19, I can raise a child. Like, even her mom said, are you going to give up this selfish Mimi?
Yeah. I thought her mom took it a lot
Better.
than I had expected.
Yes.
And I wonder if that's because the cameras were there. Because I think back that, like, if I came to my mom and told her I was pregnant at 19, I think she would have beat me. Because she would have been so just distraught. Like, because I was still a child back then. But I felt like her mom, she did give some very good advice.
Well, maybe she held back on the beating aspect, but at the same time, I don't know, if I was the mother, I would probably tell it how it is, because who cares you're on TV? That's a serious situation.
It is.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's your kid.
Yeah, it's your kid.
Who cares
so-
about what everybody else thinks at that point? That's your kid.
Yeah, exactly. I probably would be forgetting that the cameras are there. However, I wouldn't beat my child, but I would beat them with words.
Yeah.
What were you thinking?
What were
Because
you
you
thinking?
prevented birth.
Yeah. And actually, the beating would actually maybe prevent the birth. I'm just.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that would.
That could. And that's a lawsuit, and that's a whole nother show.
Exactly.
Oh,
MTV
MTV's
presents
famous right now.
Preventing Birth.
But I also love it when Mimi told her boyfriend that she was pregnant. She told her boyfriend, and you could tell.
1,000-yard stare.
Yeah, you could tell he was a little taken aback. But then his next response is,
Should have paid more attention down there.
yeah, he should have paid. He should have wrapped it before he tapped it. That's what he should have done. Gosh, what a jerk. But what really is that he said, well, I hope your boobs get bigger.
Oh, so immature.
That was his response.
Classy.
I hope your boobs get bigger.
and
It's wishing for the best.
yeah.
Another part of that conversation that shocked me was the fact that she said, do you want to keep it? And he said, well, duh. Like, that's his response.
Yeah.
And why is that a duh? Not everyone wants a child at your age. That's not a duh.
I think this guy is a little dim, and he doesn't know there's another option.
Yeah, I think you're
wanna keep
right
it?
about that, actually.
Well, duh. What else could happen?
Well, because maybe he thinks if they get rid of it, then she won't have the big boobs. So then
that'd be dreadful.
I mean, he was making light of obviously a dismal situation for the two of them by saying that she's going to have bigger boobs. So all is well in their
simple
relationship.
math. One baby for 2 bigger boobs.
Yes.
Like, this guy he graduated. He knows what's going on.
Oh, he totally did. Yeah.
Well, then it all must be worth it.
And then the other thing.
Let's ask him in a few months.
Yeah. Maybe we can interview him and see, if he's been happy with her.
Yeah, they're getting bigger.
You want to
Life's
interview
pretty
Colton
great.
now?
Yeah. Let's interview Colton and be like, are you happy with the boob size or are you disappointed? But the other thing that she said at the very end before they cut to the next clip was that she would call some of her pregnant friends because she's got a lot of them. She got a ton of them. That's what she said. She's like, I'll call my pregnant friends. I got a ton of them. And I thought, you have a ton of pregnant friends and you're 19 years old. Like, who are you hanging out with?
That's probably why it's so socially acceptable, and she's okay with doing it because she knows so many people that have gone down that road already.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but like when we had sex ed in high school back
4 years ago.
Yes, 4 years ago back in New York, it was like drilled into us like the fear of death and like everything if we did not.
Sex equals death?
Maybe not death. I think I'm exaggerating, but like we had, total fear instilled in us that like if we didn't use condoms that we were gonna die.
What tactics did they use at your school?
If you're knocked up on the Oregon Trail, you might not make it.
Yes, exactly.
Wrap it before you're reaped? I don't.
No, we just watched a lot of really scary videos that showed what like chlamydia looked like and gonorrhea, and that scared the hell out of all of us.
Cut to those videos now?
Exactly, right there. Big tips. I know. So, you guys didn't have anything like that?
No, we had it, but I was less scared about the STDs and more like, I don't know, everyone was just like, ew, gross, a vagina.
Yeah.
Like back when we would watch that stuff. And, like,
Sorry, it freaked me out, all right? I didn't know which room I was supposed to be in.
It's crazy because today, sorry guys, my throat.
Take a sip of water. I know, it's intense, all this pregnancy talk. And being beaten and everything and stopping birth. It's a lot.
Okay, I'm back. So it's intense these days. Why does my voice keep going? It's like a really serious topic here.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what I was going to say.
That's okay. It's all good.
Sex ed in high school.
It was about sex ed.
Sex ed. And I was asking if you ever saw any of those crazy movies or if you ever had one of those teachers that just like yelled and screamed at you and told you if you had sex you were bad and like doomed for life.
No.
Oh, I was gonna say, but it's intense these days. A lot of kids are having sex younger, like a lot younger. And I know we've seen news stories too, when like Us Weekly maybe, where they had like this one kid in whatever country. I don't know if it was here or there, but where they had a kid at like, I don't know if they were like 10 or like the youngest kids to have a kid.
Is that possible?
Yeah, it was insane.
I mean, I just don't know if that's possible.
It's
Maybe it
just so
is.
crazy.
One might think that with Mimi. They'd see her and go, she's 10 years old. She's so small.
I mean, it definitely is possible as long as, like, the girl has gone through puberty.
Yeah, but don't you have to have your period before you can get pregnant? And did this girl have her period?
Cut to the video?
If you go through puberty early enough, and I mean, the general age is 12, so the starting point.
Let's remember that 200 years ago, they married off girls when they were 10, 11, and 12. It's only because it's become socially unacceptable for women to have age because of the maturity factor.
True.
But as things become more socially acceptable nowadays, I mean, we're seeing a huge change in the socioeconomic circle of America. So, I mean, it's bound to see this change in this area of so many teen pregnancies before it kind of levels out again.
And
This is from Steve's medical journal.
Yeah, I was gonna
He's
say.
currently working on.
I still stand by my prediction that I think even if Big Tips Texas doesn't come back,
Well, with Mimi starring, it would be big.
Mimi
Big
will-
Tips Texas plus
Big
one.
Hits, yeah. No, I think she'll be on Teen Mom next. I could see them like bringing her into that show for sure.
No, she's too good for Teen Mom. She needs her own spin-off.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, well, they'll make her like the main star of Teen Mom next season or something. I don't know.
Okay.
It's MTV. You never know. But
Exciting.
so yeah, I was shockingly. Mimi's mom took it really well.
Yeah,
you know, was
really
very
well.
supportive in the end. And another one that was supportive was Tiffany. She said, you know, as long as you're happy and this is what you want, I'm happy for you. And I've grown to really like Tiffany over this season, and it's just nice to see how like normal, nice, friendly, good, kinded person she is.
I love Ty Fanny. I've loved her since day one. She's an awesome manager. And yeah, I felt like when Mimi came to her, she really was nurturing and comforting, which, you know, unlike the other girls who were all like, oh, did you hear the news?
Yeah.
Mimi's pregnant. So, but I did want to bring up one quick thing. I wrote this down tonight, was that something that Mimi's mom said after she found out that, after Mimi told her she was pregnant. She goes, mother chicken, Mimi.
Yep.
Now,
mother chicken.
is that AKA for mother,
Yep.
or was she saying it as a statement, like mother chicken, Mimi? Like, I don't get it. What,
She was
what
saying
did that mean?
Part A, aka mother.
Okay. That's what I
Mother,
thought too.
I would have think you would sooner say mother clucking,
Yeah. Or whatever happened to shut the front door?
right?
It's
Yeah.
not a southern thing, I guess.
I guess not.
It's not down there
Mother
yet.
chickens are southern. It's like country.
Mother chicken. Or then again, you know, the cameras are there. Maybe she wanted to say, you know, mother, but she said mother chicken.
Or it was chicken. Maybe that's what they say.
Yeah, that's true.
So, what did you guys think of Sabrina in this episode? We finally got to see more of the family again. Her mom came into it a bunch of times. Okay, yeah, so I thought it was actually like a turnaround. I was seeing more of what Tiffany had mentioned in the interview about what Sabrina's family represents nowadays, and that her mother is trying to help her and be more supportive. So we saw that in tonight's episode.
We did see that. And, you know, when they first came on, my first instinct was, you know, I don't see them. I don't see this nice light that, you know, Tiffany was telling us when we had interviewed her. I don't see it. And then at the end, you know, when she gives Sabrina some money, you know, this part of me was kind of like, are you just paying her back for everything she's giving you, or is this a genuine gift?
Yeah, is this the start of
Discuss.
something new?
Yeah.
Right.
You know, is she going to hang that over her head someday?
Well, I have to say, who really gives $1,000 checks and says, like, if you don't have to pay them back, like, why would you? You know what I mean?
Right. And there was
Like, in
no
this situation, it's her mother.
Yeah, and there was no date on the check, which I thought was really interesting.
There wasn't?
No,
You
there was
noticed that?
no there was no date on the check.
I know
rewinded
why.
it.
I bet you production did something with that because they don't want you to know when they filmed.
Yep, that's
good
why.
call.
Yeah.
That's why.
They don't. It could have been like a year ago, which I know they
That's
started
true.
it a little over a year ago, they said. So,
Okay.
yeah, maybe they just didn't want you to know how old that shit really is.
Gabby, you're so smart because I did not think that. I totally thought, okay, she's just gonna give her a check for $1,000, and then whenever Sabrina's ready to cash it, she can just go fill the date in. Because, you know, banks won't take a check that's been post dated 6 months, but of course the bank will take a check that's been post dated.
I mean, that would be smart if they were smart enough to do that, but I don't think that was their thought process.
Yeah, I don't either.
And the only reason why I think about those things is because my background is production, so I'm like thinking like production behind the scenes, like what are they doing?
You're
in the
thinking
show?
like a producer.
Yes.
I want to be a producer. I think you should
Mother
call
chicken.
the mother chicken.
Mother chicken.
Scott.
So, I mean, for me, I thought it was genuine. Sadly, it's not a lot of money, but,
a
you
start.
know, it's a start, and I think it made Sabrina cry. It made her happy. She's probably going to mend her wound a little bit.
What did you
more.
think?
Well, hopefully, yes, it's the start of something, and Sabrina's not going to be resenting her mom and her family for all this, that they're not doing anything. So whatever contribution she can make, as long as there's something, just
Yeah.
show something in return, because it's stressing her out, and she doesn't need that when she's doing so much for them. So I was hoping for this story a lot earlier in the episodes that we're going to get some sort of hint at what was going on, but finally they did something. So
Yeah.
I think she has one of the most interesting stories.
Yeah, I think so, too, and I'm glad because, you know what? Tanya ain't all that bad. She's turning around. Turning over, what, a new leaf?
Yes.
A new leaf.
A new mother chicken.
A new mother chicken. But, you know, when Sabrina brought them to dinner, I imagine she paid for that. And, you know, Sabrina was like, you know, we got to talk about some issues that have not been discussed. And, I thought that was pretty brave of her to bring that up. But what I also thought was really interesting was at the end of the conversation, she said, she needs to go work on herself so she can have a better relationship with her family. And I felt that was kind of code for, like, I need a timeout from you. I can't take this anymore. Like, you're overwhelming and consuming me. Like, you're demanding too much of my time. Like, everything we've talked about. Mm-hmm. What do you think?
I agree with that. And I also think in the same sense that she not only needs to take a break from her family, but maybe her family's actually impacted who she thinks she is and feels that she is. So she needs to separate to find herself and find the positive in, her.
Yeah. I couldn't have said it any better. I totally agree with it. I concur.
Good.
Great. Did it. Done.
Done. Check it off.
The next thing I wanted to talk about, well, before we get into another topic, I saw Amber and Morgan hang out and go to a beauty supply, and this is another thing I noticed. They cut off Sally's because they didn't want to promote the company, but it's Sally's Beauty Supply, and I go there for my extensions. So, holla back.
Holler.
Extensions?
Yeah, but I'm not wearing a lot in today, but I love Sally's. They have everything.
They're great. Beard extensions right here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
No, I mean, like, seriously, it was cool to see that because I'm like, damn, girl, in Texas, they're doing the same thing I'm doing.
Ooh. We just need to take
funny.
a road trip to Texas and just go to this restaurant and just order one of that. Did you notice tonight they had a 5-stacker burger? Like, what is that?
A heart attack on a plate.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I think we should go there and eat that.
Yeah, it's not really a solid gripe, but it's like, I did want to see more of the food throughout the show.
Yeah.
Like, I see the drinks, I see the atmosphere, but it's like, what are you serving?
Yeah, promote the food.
Yeah.
Not just the crazy chicks, but the food.
Don't they say everything's bigger in Texas? That's probably why it's called Big Tips Texas. And, like, they have shows. I know Style Network used to have Big Rich Texas.
Oh, yeah.
It's always big.
Mm-hmm.
It is. Everything's
Everything is
big.
big.
Well, and Kristen said, the bigger your hair, the bigger the tips.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hell yes.
I'm 6'5". I'm from Texas.
Oh, that's right.
Whoa,
you are
you are
from
tall.
Texas.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Where in Texas are you from?
Carrollton, which is right near Dallas.
Wow. You should
Okay.
definitely stop by Redneck at some point
I'd love to.
and report back.
You'd get a free shot and some free food.
Some free food. It's like fries and a shot.
A minnow
Here's
shot.
the rest of your bill.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
funny.
awesome. So a big part of this episode, being the episode title was Friendtervention, was Amber's pseudo-intervention, as we spoke about.
Oh, man.
So obviously this girl has a huge issue with drinking. She can't be somewhere and just be sober. It's really weird and crazy. And we all saw what happened last episode where she got in trouble. But to my surprise, when I was paying attention to this episode, apparently she got a DWI. But I thought she only got a PI for this one event.
Yeah, because I thought he got the DWI.
Yes, and she just got a public intoxication, right? That's what she had said
because
last
she was
episode.
in the driver's seat.
Exactly. However, but now they said in this episode that she in life had between 3 and 4 PIs, and this time she was in court for a DWI for that one night.
Man.
But she wasn't driving. So
I mean, maybe if there was
she
something
did.
weird that happened, if she ends up behind the wheel, that it doesn't matter, that if they're pulled over or something like that,
Yeah,
that
that's
a cop
true.
can just say, hey,
Yeah,
I don't know who was driving.
If
Yeah.
the engine's on, I think, even if you're parked, it doesn't matter. You could still get a DWI.
Okay, can I ask a dumb question? What's the difference between a DWI and a DUI?
I don't know.
I will
Oh,
explain.
come on, you guys. Somebody's got to know.
A DUI...
Have you been arrested
She's a
before,
podcast
Gabby?
journalist.
No, I just know this stuff. A DUI is driving under the influence.
Right.
Meaning you're drunk, but you may not be over the limit, right?
Okay.
DWI is driving while intoxicated, so it's past the limit. However, like, let's say you didn't get to that point, that blood alcohol level that's like the standard, so you're under, so you're good, you think you're good. If a cop pulls you over and doesn't think you're good, you can still get a DUI, driving
Okay.
under the influence. But obviously, if you blow it, then you're gonna get a DWI.
Okay, and what's the legal, it's not .08 anymore. It became lower, apparently.
Oh, but for Texas, who knows?
Well, that's true because it's different for every state, right?
Is it different? I thought it was like a national thing.
Oh,
No?
I don't know.
I thought it was
Everything's
too,
bigger in Texas.
But you would
Yep.
think that actually it would be probably by state.
0.8 in Texas is my guess.
That's That's what I think
you gotta
too.
you gotta really drink.
You gotta really get loaded.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't know. I guess with Amber, for so long she drinks and she gets more of a reaction that way. She has these different personalities that people probably respond to, so she likes those reactions. She likes getting the attention, and probably people say she's more fun that way. So she's not stopping because of that.
Well, she's definitely dealing with an insecurity,
Yes.
and she's masking that with alcohol. And I'm going to flat out just say it, but Amber is an alcoholic.
Yeah,
I mean,
of
she's
course.
100% an alcoholic, you know, and I'm...
That's public information, Jen.
Is that public? Because I don't know. I mean, I feel like that's a strong thing to say, but watching her behavior and watching the thought process behind her choices when making this is clearly an alcoholic, not just a binge drinker. It's an alcoholic tendencies.
And probably with a lot of social anxiety or something on top of that, where if she's having the germaphobe problems of touching hands and this and that maybe she's just not that lively, so she is in a place of work where she's in a bar, everything's lively, so it forces it to get out of her, but socially, if she's not with her friends, maybe she's just a wallflower.
Oh my
or
God, I
Yeah.
wonder if she drinks when she goes into work, just to like be more fun and outgoing.
Maybe.
Because I don't know how you could work in a bar scene and not drink, but you have to drink when you go out with your friends in the bar setting.
Well, she was doing those pickle juice shots, which apparently
Just
Sabrina
to get better, though.
just to get better to keep up. Oh, okay, I missed that part. But Sabrina said that she was doing pickle juice shots tonight because apparently pickle juice gives you electrolytes.
Yes.
And like cleans
Replenishes
out your
them.
gut. I had no idea.
Gabby, what do you not know?
I don't know. I know random information.
I love it. Spill some.
Well, no, actually, pickles are a great little snack. They're 0 calories.
That is true.
So you can eat them and they're no calories. Random. Anyways. But yes, I saw, well, we watched that, you know, she was drinking these pickle shots, but she was drinking them because she was trying to wean herself off of the alcohol. However, it didn't work. It lasted a day.
No, it
Well.
did not work. And also, when she then went and had her sober date with Alex, which I thought, okay, well, maybe they can, you know, be sober together. They took their drinks and acted like it was alcohol, which is mentally, like in your mind, it's still an alcohol. It's an alcohol. It's a
problem.
disease.
Yeah.
That's a disease that you cannot differentiate between the actions you want to do when you're drinking and just drinking water. I mean, they referred to their date as a sober date night, Right.
and they're chugging water.
Yeah.
Like what? Who chugs water these days unless you're doing it so you don't get hungover for the next day?
I don't know.
Nobody chugs water.
Nobody does.
So weird. So, anyway, a nice surprise to us this episode, we also noticed that Amber is officially with this guy. She had said, I don't know if you guys are paying attention, she had said to the girls behind the bar, like, that it's her boyfriend.
Oh,
She said boyfriend.
I missed that.
Yep.
Yeah, she did. She fell hard. So, you know.
Quick turnaround again.
I don't know. I mean, you know, I know we've kidded a lot about Amber and how awesome she is, like running around and getting drunk and like doing this and that. And I'm totally
We're enablers.
I'm guilty of that. And I actually feel bad now because now looking at her and looking at her behavior and the way she acted when her friends responded to her, I'm like, wow, she really has a problem. And I felt bad.
I think if she wants to have that fun TV personality that's within her, she can tap into that easily without drinking.
That's what I'm thinking.
Like, that's within her, and it's just the drinking is an excuse for her to do it.
Right. I
Oh,
mean,
true.
most people don't realize that their true self is good enough. Like, I don't know why everyone's so insecure these days. It's media and magazines, et cetera, et cetera. So stupid. But, I mean, yeah, this girl is fun. She's so cool. She's one of the best characters on the show. Why does she need to drink? She doesn't. She's cool all day long up until the night. Then nobody sees her because she gets kicked out, and then she's done for the episode. It's like, what?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's annoying. But, yeah, it's sad that when her friends approach her because they're worried about her, you know, she's just coming back at them very defensive. She's in denial. You don't get defensive if you're being legit.
That's not
She's
true.
defensive.
That's not true. Nope.
Well,
No, I don't buy it.
No,
Nope,
you
Gabby,
don't
I don't
think
buy it.
so?
Nope, don't. You know, Jen, don't jump in on this
in
either.
this
What are you talking about?
situation-
Completely wrong.
No, we're completely right.
Oh, no, I
he's
think you're right.
giving
We're
me
saying
the
this out of love.
defensive.
We love you.
Okay, sure.
Yeah,
That's
we do.
it. I'm going.
Okay, fine.
Okay, well, Scott, if you're going to be defensive, fine.
Fine.
But no, I think it's just, she was coming at them very defensively, and that just proves you're in denial. It's black and white, crystal clear. And then not only that, but I really appreciated what Tiffany said to her. You'd rather give up your friendship over beer? That was a great line she had in there.
That's what alcoholism does to you. And that's why when I saw that, I was like, she's an alcoholic.
But I think that clicked to her. I think
hope so.
It rang a bell in her ear.
Well, what these...
Yeah, that's terrible priorities. Like the way Tiffany said it, it's just, what means more to you? Your friends or beer? Like,
Yeah.
Right.
yeah, that was an awesome moment that she said that.
It was a
because-
great analogy.
Yeah, because most people don't realize, oh shit, I really am choosing alcohol over my friends.
Mm-hmm.
They just think it's their friends being rude and bitchy, but no, they're looking out for you. They're literally putting it there in front of your face, and you either have to accept it or figure it out.
Well, the next step all these girls are going to have to do to really, to support Amber is do a lot of tough love and say things like, I can't be your friend when you behave like this and when you act like this.
Right.
And if, this affects our friendship, and if you're going to continue these types of, actions, we just can't be friends. And then I feel like maybe that would be also the turning point for Amber, along with the other thing that, Tiffany said to her.
But ultimatums are tough too. I mean, like with Chance and Morgan, what they've had, where it's, you do this or you don't, and then how you react to that. If someone just tells you flat out, like, you can't do this anymore, you get defensive there too.
However, she was getting also defensive for the reason being that she thought she was being attacked by her friends. But if you think about it, no, it was the right place and time. It was a small group of their tight-knit friends in Tiffany's house with, Tinker's house. And they could have... Yeah, Batman's house. They could have done it in the bar and embarrassed her and been rude and not thoughtful about it, but they took her aside on a girls' day.
Yeah.
In a private residence. I thought that was respectable.
It was.
It was.
Yeah. So
Agreed.
the next awesome thing that happened tonight was Morgan's barrel racing. She's been talking about it since, the first episode. And finally she brings her horse out to do it, and all the girls come, and Tinker shows up as well. Made a little cameo.
Yes, he did.
I was a little nervous for her because I know that the horse wasn't kind of going through the, what did they call it?
He wasn't going through the gate. Not the barrel.
It was
What
like
is
a little hallway-ish type of thing. I don't know what they were
Starter
calling
gate,
it.
for lack of a better term.
Down the lane.
I forget.
I
yeah.
don't even know.
Yeah, I jotted stuff down, but I didn't get that.
So, pretty much this horse didn't want to go out, and she was really nervous about it. But, I think she pulled it off. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
Quick, but it looked like she knew what she was doing.
And she seemed to be elated afterwards that she finally did it,
Yeah.
and her friends were there, and they were in support of her. Well, most of them made it there. Amber didn't make it quite to the race.
Well, she made it to the race, but then she got kicked out, and then
Right.
somehow she wound up back in.
Yeah.
That was bizarre.
That was bizarre.
So weird.
But it feels great to finally do it. She did it after all that time. That it's the start of that career for her.
Yeah.
Right. And also a nice moment was Kristen came over to Morgan before she went out, gave her a bracelet for their friendship, say good luck and support her. And that was the mature thing to do. She kind of stepped up and put it out there that she cares about her, which was nice because, Morgan's stubborn. She would never, ever, ever give in.
I mean, talk about being the bigger person. Like, cheers to Kristen. I
Yeah.
mean, that was the right way to handle it, was that, this is not about our differences. This is about your dream, Morgan, and your aspirations. I mean, talk about a good friend.
Yeah. However, I have to say, Morgan's attitude does piss me off because if this is I'm seeing Kristen crying in one scene
Yeah.
and then Morgan just bitch face, I don't really give a shit. Oh well.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? That's your best friend and you're not even showing any emotion. What's wrong with you?
No, I mean, I wrote down in my notes that Morgan is a huge bitch and that I would never be friends with her. I mean, she totally is. She's night and or day. If you piss her off, you're done. That's it.
Well-
and she's not going to forgive you until you say you're sorry.
Exactly.
When it's not your fault. I mean, that's insane.
I hope that was weird editing on their part to just show that. I hope that she was actually invested and they just cut to other things. And, it's like the case with Tiffany and the clothes and all that stuff that they
Right.
just cut stuff out. But Yes, I hope that Morgan is more appreciative of her friendship than that.
You know what? I think that's why Chance and Morgan work, because Chance was kind of a douche too. I mean, he said before Kristen got there, he said, you know, he talked about inviting Kristen, how he wouldn't invite anyone that's negative because that's not good or whatever. I don't know, like he wouldn't want them to be there because if he messed up, they'd hold it against him. How crazy are you? Like, how crazy are you?
They're very loyal.
Yeah.
That's not even a word I'd want to use.
Really?
Yeah, because that's not loyal. That's obnoxious. That's like, I don't like your friend, so who cares? Why did you invite her?
I don't know.
Loyal.
It's gross. It's just really like adolescent type behavior. But then again, hey, they're all like 19, 20 years old, and, you know, maybe that's really still considered children.
It would be loyalty if, let's say, Kristen did something wrong to Chance out of nowhere in the blue, and it was really messed up, or to not even Chance, but to his girlfriend, and then he was just backing her up. You know, but that's not the case. So it was just really weird. But I'm glad that they're friends. It was nice to end off with them rekindling their friendship at the end of the episode. But I do have to say, like, thoughts on the end of the finale, like, what happened? It was not a finale. I feel like there should be another episode, because how do you end off with, like, nothing big to, like, lead us into another season?
Yeah. There should have been
so
a to be
strange.
continued or something like that. There's so many stories that I want to see continue on, like, and see what happens to some of these girls.
Yeah, that was a shame. That was really all the stuff that we watched, and then it just ended on Amber getting back into the rodeo, dressed as one of the clowns with a handkerchief on her face.
Drunk as a skunk.
And that was it. There
Yeah.
was no other teases of what's going to happen with these girls, or just a final send-off, or any sort of thing. It just, I kept saying to you, like, that's over? Mm-hmm. It's done? No, come on. That's it?
The biggest send-off I heard from this episode was Sabrina saying, when I think of Redneck, I have a smile in my heart. Very warm. But after that, it was like, wah, wah, wah.
Yeah. And everyone cried in this episode. Did you notice that? Like, everybody cried. And so, you know, I don't know if obviously they were crying for their other reasons, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame that sometimes MTV, it seems as though they're just not pushing much effort behind the show. That at times they really seem to be selling it. At times it was an hour, then it was half hour. And it
it's
keeps
so
changing.
inconsistent. And even last week, it was so good, the episode, and with all the, you know, the bombs that were dropped. But then you go into this one, the season finale, you would expect it to be even bigger and better. But I mean, no, it did not meet my expectations.
Yeah, that's a shame.
And none of our predictions came true. So I don't remember. Somebody had predicted that somebody was going to be fired.
Yeah,
Nobody got fired.
that, yeah.
Was that you, Scott? And then I had predicted that Chance and Morgan were going to become engaged, and that didn't happen. What were some of your predictions?
Or Tiffany and
Oh, and Tiffany?
And
Yeah.
Tinker.
Yeah,
Nothing.
them. But she told us, though, she has a promise ring. So
Oh, that's
Right.
right.
it's the closest we got to an engagement.
But there were some other predictions that we made, and none of it came true. So
Well, that's okay. How about your predictions for if there will be a second season?
Scott, what do you think?
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I really hope so. I really hope there is a season 2. And I hope within that season 2 that Kristen and Morgan's friendship is solidified, that they work on that. I hope we do see some engagement, or, you know, between either Tiffany and Tinker or Morgan and Chase, and that Amber, something happens with her on the right path, that she starts to realize something, or starts to pick herself up, or find a better guy that is not going to indulge in, you know, just getting trashed and being destructive.
I
How about you?
I predict that Tinker is going to open up a daycare attached to Big Tips, Texas, and it's going to be called Little Cribs, Texas. Bam!
That's awesome, actually.
Bam!
Great idea.
I got that idea, Tinker. I think you should do that.
They won't be able to tell
Little
if
cribs.
Mimi's one of the babies or if she's one of the moms.
Yes. That is so awesome. I love it. You just said that right now. But that's my prediction. It's out there,
It's good.
but it's good.
I have to say, if there's a second season, I would like to see more of the Tinker-Tiffany relationship.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, and like maybe get them in their home and stuff also. Maybe see what he actually does for the business. That'd be nice. Mimi, follow her through her pregnancy.
I think it's a little too late for that, unless they're already filming.
Yeah, who knows? They might have, just in case this, because I mean, you have to think, like, if this show really was bomb with ratings, like, they might want to air another season in 3 months, so they would have to probably either start filming right after, or they'd film now when they know the ratings and everything. But I think it would be cool to see Mimi's process, but I also predict, I'm sorry, I think that Colton and her are going to break up and they won't last. It's too soon. Like, they just rushed everything. They don't even have a long relationship. You don't know somebody at 3 months. You know?
That is true.
It never works out like that.
But a baby helps everything.
And Mimi's going to have bigger boobs. That could make it all better.
True.
Nope.
So.
But I did really enjoy this show. I really, really, really hope it comes back next season. So we'll all keep our fingers crossed and look out for it. I also want to mention that we are in touch with the PR at MTV, so I may try and schedule, a separate interview with possibly Kristen or another castmate at some point, so that we could do that for you guys. So just keep tuned to the AfterBuzz TV website and, just keep up to date with us, because I do want to try and get that going. So where can we follow you guys?
Well, you can follow me on Twitter at Curtain Jerks, and you can also watch Gabby and myself host WWE Main Event on AfterBuzz TV.
Yes, you can. And
you can find me on Twitter at Jen LaForte. Pretty simple.
Awesome. And you can find me at Twitter, Gabrielle_Loren, or Instagram, GabbyLO87. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Yes.
We're going to miss you.
We'll see you next season.
But before we go out, Jen brought some Sour Patches to replace the minnows, and we're going to do a Sour Patch minnow shot for you guys.
Yes, in honor of, you can take whatever color you'd like, in honor of all the girls. And since I didn't get minnows, I'm sorry, I kind of dropped the ball. So I don't know, how should we do this? Should we drop it in here and then
on the count of 3?
It's
I already dropped it in.
All right, dropping it. Cheers.
Cheers.
It was an awesome season.
And to Mackenzie as well.
Mackenzie.
Here, cheers.
Miss you, babe. Oh, that's good. Oh, it's so good. Would have been better as a minnow, though.
We're a little slow on that. It's a bigger shot than we expected.
Very good.
Really good stuff. I hope you guys are doing one at home. See you later. Thank you.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Minnow you later. She's wasted, guys.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.